If you're walking down the right path and you're willing to keep walking, eventually you'll make progress. The future rewards those who press on. I don't have time to feel sorry for myself. I don't have time to complain. I'm going to press on. We prove that we're still a people capable of doing big things and tackling our biggest challenges. We need to internalize this idea of excellence. Not many folks spend a lot of time trying to be excellent. We want everybody to act like adults. Quit playing games. Realize that it's not just my way or the highway. I think when you spread the wealth around, it's good for everybody. The United States is not, and never will be, at war with Islam. Issues are never simple. One thing I'm proud of is that very rarely will you hear me simplify the issues. Food stamp recipients didn't cause the financial crisis. Recklessness on Wall Street did. I just wanted to go through Central Park and watch folks passing by. Spend the whole day watching people. I miss that. My fellow Americans, we are and always will be a nation of immigrants. We were strangers once, too. In a world of complex threats, our security and leadership depends on all elements of our power, including strong and principled diplomacy. I'm the President of the United States. I'm not the Emperor of the United States. The thing about hip-hop today is it's smart, it's insightful. The way they can communicate a complex message in a very short space is remarkable. That's the good thing about being president. I can do whatever I want. I mean, I do think at a certain point you've made enough money. Even when folks are hitting you over the head, you can't stop marching. Even when they're turning the hoses on you, you can't stop. In the end, that's what this election is about. Do we participate in a politics of cynicism or a politics of hope? We have real enemies in the world. These enemies must be found. They must be pursued and they must be defeated. My job is not to represent Washington to you, but to represent you to Washington. I don't oppose all wars. What I am opposed to is a dumb war. What I am opposed to is a rash war. I cannot swallow whole the view of Lincoln as the great emancipator. People of Berlin, people of the world, this is our moment. This is our time. There's not a liberal America and a conservative America. There's the United States of America. We know that the nation that goes all in on innovation today will own the global economy tomorrow. This is an edge America cannot surrender. With the changing economy, no one has lifetime employment. But community colleges provide lifetime employability. I am the Commander-in-Chief of the United States Armed Forces, and Iraq is gonna have to ultimately provide for its own security. We all knew this. We all knew that it would take more time than any of us want to dig ourselves out of this hole created by this economic crisis. Contrary to the claims of some of my critics and some of the editorial pages, I am an ardent believer in the free market. As president, I'm committed to making Washington work better and rebuilding the trust of the people who sent us here. As we speak, Iran has rolled back its nuclear program, shipped out its uranium stockpile, and the world has avoided another war. I found this national debt doubled, wrapped in a big bow waiting for me as I stepped into the Oval Office. As a nuclear power, as the only nuclear power to have used a nuclear weapon, the United States has a moral responsibility to act. Americans still believe in an America where anything's possible. They just don't think their leaders do. The Middle East is obviously an issue that has plagued the region for centuries. If the critics are right that I've made all my decisions based on polls, then I must not be very good at reading them. I don't think marriage is a civil right, but I think that being able to transfer property is a civil right. John Kerry believes in an America where hard work is rewarded. We all remember Abraham Lincoln as the leader who saved our Union, founder of the Republican Party. The immigration issue is, I recognize, one that generates a lot of passion, but it does not make sense for us to want to push talent out. I consider it part of my responsibility as President of the United States to fight against negative stereotypes of Islam wherever they appear. I think it is important for Europe to understand that even though I am president and George Bush is not president, Al-Qaeda is still a threat. In America, there's a failure to appreciate Europe's leading role in the world. I have Muslim members of my family. I have lived in Muslim countries. If you're looking for the safe choice, you shouldn't be supporting a black guy named to be the next leader of the free world. What do you think a stimulus is? It's spending. That's the whole point. Seriously. After 2014, we will support a unified Afghanistan as it takes responsibility for its own future. I want to be very clear. I will not sign on to any health plan that adds to our deficits over the next decade. Over the last 15 months, we've traveled to every corner of the United States. I've now been in 57 states. I think one left to go. We need earmark reform, and when I'm president, I will go line by line to make sure that we are not spending money unwisely. I've been fighting with Acorn, alongside Acorn, on issues you care about, my entire career. If everybody that voted in 2008 shows up in 2010, we will win this election. But do I think that our actions in any way violate the War Powers Resolution? The answer is no. I will continue to believe that Israel's security is paramount. Our combat mission is ending, but our commitment to Iraq's future is not. We will keep the promise of social security by taking the responsible steps to strengthen it, not by turning it over to Wall Street.